History remembers countless rulers, emperors, and conquerors, but only a handful have ever earned a title so rare, so legendary, that it almost sounds like a myth. The king who never lost a battle. This isn't just a story of swords and shields. It's the tale of a mind that saw the world differently. He was born into a world fractured by chaos. His homeland was a mosaic of warring tribes, rival clans, and ambitious rulers, each hungry for power. From his earliest days, he grasped a fundamental truth. In a world like this, survival and leadership were one and the same. While other children were content with wooden toys and simple games, he found his passion elsewhere. He would spend hours poring over maps, tracing the lines of rivers and mountains, seeing not just land but strategic pathways. He trained relentlessly with seasoned warriors, learning the rhythm of combat not just as a fighter, but as a student of its art. And he listened, captivated, to the stories of ancient conquerors, understanding that the footsteps of the past could illuminate the road ahead. His first test came at the age of 16. It was a skirmish that, by all accounts, he should have lost. His forces were smaller, his experience non-existent, and he was just a boy standing against hardened men. As he stood on the front line, his sword trembled in his hand, a physical sign of the immense pressure. But his eyes held no fear. They were sharp, focused, and alive with a fire that seemed to burn away the odds. As the enemy horde charged, their war cries filling the air, he unleashed a single, powerful command. It cut through the noise like thunder. Then he did the unthinkable. He charged first. That one act of defiance shattered the enemy's momentum. By sunset, the battlefield was quiet, and his banner was the only one still flying. It was his first victory, and in that moment, history began to write his name. For this young king, war was never about brute force or chaotic bloodshed. He saw it as an intricate puzzle, a grand game of strategy and psychology. Where others saw a faceless army, he saw patterns, formations, and, most importantly, weaknesses hidden in plain sight. He understood the terrain, the morale of his troops, and the mindset of his opponents. He fought like a storm-fast, unpredictable, and utterly devastating. His armies moved with a surgical precision that left enemies bewildered. They would appear where they were least expected, strike where defenses were weakest, and vanish before a counterattack could be mounted. His tactics were so effective, so seemingly impossible, that whispers spread through enemy camps. Surely he was no mere mortal. He must have been touched by destiny itself. Throughout his reign, he faced challenges that would have crushed lesser leaders. He stood against empires with vast territories and endless resources. He challenged kings whose vaults overflowed with gold. He met warriors whose ferocity was the stuff of legends. Yet, time and time again, as he marched onto the battlefield, the outcome remained the same: absolute victory. His reputation grew so immense that it became a weapon in itself. Cities, hearing of his approach, would open their gates and surrender without a fight. Rival generals, knowing his track record, would lay down their arms rather than face certain defeat. His name traveled on the winds, crossing deserts, mountains, and oceans, spoken with a mixture of fear and awe, the undefeated king. But what was the true secret to his unbroken streak of success? It wasn't just tactical genius. It was a philosophy built on 3 pillars: discipline, loyalty, and honor. His soldiers weren't just followers, they were believers. He instilled in them a discipline so profound that they moved as one entity. And they were loyal not out of fear, but out of deep respect. They trusted him implicitly because he never wasted a single life. Every battle had a purpose, and every soldier knew he was valued. He taught them that they fought not for greed or plunder, but for the honor of their kingdom and for each other. Late in his life, an old, trusted general, who had been with him since the beginning, asked him the question that was on everyone's mind. "Your Majesty, how have you done it? How have you never known defeat?" The king, now an old man himself, simply smiled. "A true victory," he explained, "is won long before the first sword is drawn. The enemy has already lost the moment you understand him better than he understands himself. In the end, no sword, no poison, and no betrayal could claim him. He died as he had lived on his own terms, peacefully in his bed, surrounded by the loyal warriors who had marched with him across the known world. Centuries have passed, empires have risen and fallen, but his legacy remains untouched, a timeless monument to a king who conquered not just lands and armies, but history itself. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like and subscribe for more tales of legendary figures. See you next time.